Squid Game Season 2 came out not too long ago and everybody's loving it, and I just gotta say, Squid Game saved Netflix once again. Of course, Netflix has originals such as Ozark, Cobra Kai, Wednesday, as well as Stranger Things. You can't leave out Stranger Things, but Squid Game Season 2 racked up 68 million views in its premiere week. But in 2021, when Squid Game just announced, in total right now, 2.2 billion hours viewed and 265.2 million views. It's basically the #1 show, beating out Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is Netflix's baby. It's just something about this show. There's a bunch of people that are in a room that have to complete children games or else they're gonna, be eliminated permanently, if you know what I mean. But then the winner gets 45.6 billion won, which translates in USD $31.4 million. How about you send over some of that money, help a brother out. Just to recap of season 1, basically, they played these Squid Games and Gi-hun actually won all of the 45.6 billion won. Still waiting for that check. And sadly, he sees everybody he's made connection with get eliminated once again, if you know what I mean. And he goes to the airport to go see his daughter. Then he realizes that he must stop these games because they tracked him down. And then that's where we leave off in season 1 with that cliffhanger. And of course, once again, season 2, they end off in a cliffhanger. And Gi-hun spends 3 years of his life searching for the front man and these games, trying to stop these games once and for all. I feel like they did a great job just capturing all of that once in one episode. It was just so intense. We got new other characters that are involved, such as a person that worked at a theme park, and all of these contestants have little to no money left and owe a lot of people money, actually, which the show proves a point of how people would choose greed over their own life. And this is why Squid Game is so good. It has a good theme and it embraces on that, and you feel the connection that you have towards these people. And further on throughout the story, Gi-hun actually makes it to the games. He's player 456 once again. He thinks he has the one up on everybody because of course he knows the games. He's been in this situation before. He could just tell the people like, hey, this is bad news, we gotta vote no, and stay in the game. But of course, Netflix pulls a situation on us, and turns out that the front man, the leader of all these games, are playing themselves. And now that the front man knows that Gi-hun is in the games, it's even more crazy because he's probably gonna develop a relationship that we've seen later on throughout the series. It's also cool that we're seeing a soldier's perspective of what these games are and how they're doing, because last season didn't really give the behind the scenes of what the soldiers did, and this was just the first like 2-3 episodes. I was already hooked from the beginning, but I can't lie, this season is a lot more gorier and a lot more scarier. I was a little bit shocked in this one scene. I think it was the second episode or the first episode, I'm not sure, but it was pretty scary. Like, it's so bad I can't even put it out on YouTube. That's how bad it is. But moving on from that, we got other characters' backstories, such as a mom and a son, how they both have to pay their debts, as well as a pregnant woman, as well as the baby daddy that she doesn't really mess with because all he was doing was just spending and spending and spending. That's how they're in the game. But now they're at a point where they passed red light, green light, and now it's time for the second game, which the second game kind of contains 5 mini games in one because they have to be in groups of 5 and they each play one game in one. If you know what I mean, it's very confusing. Just go watch the show after you're done watching this video. They consist of many children's games like Gongi, and as soon as I see them play this, because I never heard of it before, I immediately bought a set online. So in 2025, you are now looking at the next Gongi champion. Who am I kidding? I don't even know if I'm good at it or not. Who knows? There's other games mentioned such as Flying Stone, Spinning Top, and Jeggy. So now they have to come up with groups of 5, and honestly, it seems pretty intense, but it seems pretty fun at the same time. And literally, I don't know if I would be having fun because my whole life literally depends on these 5 games. And the front man did Gi-hun's team dirty over here, messing up while everyone's doing so good. I know the reason why the front man decided to do that, when he wanted to cause himself a little fun, a little bit of suspense. Apparently, he was using his right hand and messing up, but then he used his left hand and then he got it correctly. So you know what? Left hand lives matter. I'm one of them. But basically, after every game, they get put into a voting system whether or not they want to continue these games. X's mean they want to leave, O's mean they want to stay. And like I said, how greed takes an important factor within these Squid Games. People don't care. It's just a matter of fact of if they win the 45.6 billion won. Because look at other Netflix shows such as Stranger Things. It's just a group of kids trying to figure out some bad guys from alternate dimensions, and we fell in love with those characters so heavily because of the connection. But for Squid Game, I don't know, the suspense within the show and everything like that, proving how people are willing to risk their lives for money just so they could pay off some debt, really proving to people that money is a very big thing, and it goes a lot within this episode right here. The episode contains one of the games called Mingle, basically the merry-go-round, and on a side note, that song for it is just very repetitive and it's very good. I don't know why. The like, it's just too good. I would make that my ringtone, I'm not gonna lie. But the point of Mingle is that you're in a surrounded room with X amount of players, and you're supposed to go in the room with the correct number of players that the robot says. And I don't know how, but this game is so intense. People leaving each other, relationships dying. There's a point in this game where I didn't know if some people were gonna make it, some people were gonna pass away. Who knows what would happen? Squid Game is that type of show that just cares about every scene that matters, how good the storyline is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is one point of the story that didn't make sense to me, the whole detective part. But you know what? We need some filler in our lives, so that's what the detective part was, I guess. But back to Mingle, how crazy this episode was. One of the parts that were shown was a son and a mother. They always kept on coming back and forth, always argue regardless if they were in the same position, obviously because they are in the Squid Game. It's just that mother and son trust that people can relate to. People are coming up with theories left, right, and center saying that the mom is a VIP. If you don't know what a VIP is, it's basically like the people that invest in these games just to see other people tortured. With just saying that shows how messed up this show is, but also so good. This is one of Netflix's biggest success ever since Stranger Things. I'm gonna be honest with you. Netflix had Tiger King, Wednesday, but even Wednesday, season 2 of Squid Game knocked out of the park by a milestone. That's why it's #1 right now. Squid Game literally brought up so many trends, such as the Dalgona cookie. Like literally right now as we speak, the most popular game on Roblox is Squid Game, or the shrimp games you call it. Even collab with McDonald's to have their own Squid Games meal. I mean, bada ba ba ba, Netflix is loving it. And this gets people hyped for season 3 because as you know, if you watch Squid Game season 2, Gihu tries to find a plan with everybody else trying to say like, hey, we could attack. But what we know is that he is the front man himself, and he was playing in these games all along as 001. And don't get me wrong, the final episode I think was great. People who rated it like a 7, nah, this is a good 8.59. Thousands of people are trying to figure out the storyline from here on out, because guess what? Just like the last season, they're foreshadowing upcoming games. And sadly, I couldn't find the clip of what the end credit scene is, but it's basically another version of the red light, green light girl. It's just in a boy version. But remember, people are saying it's Jack and Jill, but Jack and Jill is not a game, and it's not also a Korean game. All I'm saying is that I never seen this many theories for a TV show since Stranger Things for a Netflix series. Because even before Netflix picked up this show, it took almost 10 years for this to be made. It literally inspired millions and millions of views for other YouTubers such as Mr. Beast. Literally 3 years ago, he made a $456,000 Squid Game in real life. It has 695 million views. And 3 years later, now Mr. Beast has his own game show, which is like a Squid Game basically, called Beast Game. Netflix created a movement with this show, and honestly, I'm excited to see what they do in season 7 on June 27th. And since Squid Game season 3 is the last season of Squid Game, you best believe there's gonna be some type of sad story. Someone's gonna die, someone's gonna cry. I'ma subscribe. People are gonna realize how crazy Squid Game is and how crazy the impact was. This is a show that already inspired millions and millions of people to watch new upcoming stuff from Netflix, and I think Netflix says thank you to Squid Game overall. But you let me know in the comments below, have you seen Squid Game season 2? What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? I mean, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. And just remember, it's your average guy, a blockbuster guy. Have a great 2025, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care. Have a good one.